and welcome to Arise, your favorite morning talk show, hosted right here at RCCG, the King's Palace. My name is Ella Get, and I will be your host for today. Now, before I continue, I want you to know we are here live at the King's Palace, as I mentioned, located at 5371 East 5th Street, Katy, Texas, 77493. Now, as you can see, I have some very interesting gentlemen with me today, as well as Pastor Tunde Alamaru. So today we are going to be speaking about Psalm 150, which is an amazing event hosted by RCCG, the King's Palace Music Academy. So we're just kind of going to get into the likes about how did this vision start, the King's Palace Music Academy in general, and just kind of go on from there. So let's start off with introductions. We'll start from my left and go all the way to my right.
Yeah, I thought we talked about this last week, how you started.
Yeah, well, we're going to say it again for those who weren't watching last week.
Okay, so like I said last week, and good morning, viewers. TKPMA started with about 10 boys, right? About 10, 12 boys who play trumpet and saxophone. So as a then, when I came to King's Palace, I saw young boys who I knew could really serve God. And I wanted to just deposit every gift that God has blessed me with into their lives. I always say I'm not the itinerary kind of musician, even though I had the opportunity to do that, to travel, minister from this to that. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I know that my passion is after children, to see how children serve God. So we started with about 10, 12 boys playing the trumpet and saxophone. And Pastor said, no, this is not enough, but today, let's see how we can get people on various more instruments. During the second service today, you will see a picture of the number of students we have currently at the academy. And it can just only be God. And I tell people, if you think all the numbers we have presently are going to end up as musicians, all of them, then I'll be lying to you. But is there a possibility that most of them will serve God? Oh, yes. You will find some of them, even though they're musically inclined, they can be ushers, they can be in various departments, and that's part of what we do at the TKPMA. Beyond music, we teach them values, discipline, respect. I have two of them here. Unfortunately, the third guy isn't here. We'll call them the Three Musketeers. So if I need to punish anyone in the academy, I usually start with them.
All right, that's wonderful. Thank you, sir. So going on, he mentioned the Three Musketeers. So we have two of you guys here. So let's start off with introductions, and then we'll get into our questions.
My name is Samuel Kaido Dusami. I am now one of the sax instructors at TKPMA. I came in through the ranks. I started with TKPMA, first way how to play a saxophone, and now God has helped me to the position I am today. I want to thank God for, just allowing me to, be in this position to not only help others, but to learn from other people. Also as a teacher, you also learn from your students. So I thank God for this opportunity.
Hi, my name is Tahila Alamaru. I love being an instructor. I have to be one. My dad is the head of TKPMA. I also thank God for putting me in this position to also better people, also make the people I'm teaching to become better than me. Amen.
Wonderful. Okay, so few questions for you guys. First and foremost, you guys have talked about being instructors, how you started from being students, right, to now being instructors. So what can you say is the major difference in relating with your own students now versus when you were a student relating to your instructor?
I'll start. I'll say taking responsibility, accountability. Basically, now you're the one telling them what to do. You're the leader, and you're not just sitting back waiting for instructions, doing what you're told. You're the one giving them what to do, and you have to give them what you know how to do, so you can better them also.
Yeah, I'll take a part of it is that sometimes you try to teach them the way you were taught, but sometimes it doesn't work because people are wired differently. So it's also a part of being creative, how you can get the best out of your student, different ways how they're wired. Oh, this person, they don't like writing, but they're good hands-on stuff. It's just different ways you can relate with your students.
Wonderful.
Maybe I should just add to what they've said. So it's interesting that I didn't imagine that one day we'll be on the same stage having this conversation. Because I remember then Tehila, when we took him for audition at Cinco Ranch, I had begged him, when we were leaving the house, I begged him seriously that please, when they ask you, what instrument do you want to play? Just tell them trumpet. I wanted somebody to play trumpet. Please, just tell them trumpet. And he said, okay. So when we got to Cinco Ranch, they checked him on various instruments. So what they do in public school, they try to test you to see if your lips works with this, your lungs works with this and that. So they tested him on the saxophone, on trumpet, on several instruments. So it was like, oh, this guy is just special. I think he'll be able to do multiple instruments. So they asked him, what instrument? Usually they would tell you what instrument you're going to play, but this time they asked him, make a choice. And he looked at me. I said, trumpet. And he looked at the lady and said, saxophone. So I was, oh my God, I was so upset. But the thing is this, we tell parents in the academy, don't force your child to play a particular instrument. Let them start with whatever instrument they like. And as time goes on, they will graduate into the instrument that you like. Now, we had to part ways with our saxophone instructor because our values were not aligning. We had to let him go. Because we teach our students, this is how to dress as a community minister, this is how to do this. But everything he did was contrary to it. So it was a lot of problem for us. So the children were like, oh, this is double standard. You tell us don't do this, but your instructors are doing that. So he had to go. But today, I can tell you, Tehila, Samuel, and David Aggie are the saxophone instructors in the academy. And we have a lot. You'll see pictures of those saxophone players in the second service. You'll see a lot of pictures that will really, really wow you.
Yeah, and I can attest to that they are doing a very, very great job at what, they've been instructed to do as instructors. So now my question is, you brought up the point of public schools and kind of how they run, right? So what would you say is the main difference in the King's Palace Music Academy versus how the public school orchestra and bands are run?
Okay, so in the public school, they teach them classical music, but so they do sheet music, but in the TKPMA, we do tonic sofa. Tonic sofa was what we learned. I started music at the age of 4 in an Anglican church. I have an Anglican background. And they teach us all those no, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. You listen to a song and you pick the notes. So there are times that the difference is that in the public school, they put all those music. They don't even know what song they play. They just play songs, they memorize those songs, and they're just matching. But the fact that these children, when we give them softwares and they play the songs we sing in church, they say, wow. Because our Nigerian songs are not on sheet music. Most of them are not on sheet music. So that's a major, major, major difference. We do tonic software here and they enjoy it. And I can tell you, most of them don't even play in school anymore. I remember my second son, he plays trumpet. We took him to school for auditioning and he wanted to do trumpet. They tested him again on different instruments. They saw that he could do percussion. They said, no, I want trumpet. And so he started 6th grade. They called us for a concert. Before then, I've been having issues, series of emails from the instructor in school that he doesn't listen. It's causing a lot of problems. Like, what? He said, Dad, when you come to the concert, you understand what I'm saying. So we went to that concert. The hall was packed full. And they called out the children to play. They played one note. And everybody was so... They kept... And he looked at me. And here in the academy, he was already playing songs at his age. But in 6th grade in school, they started with just one note. So when they played one note and everybody was screaming, and he looked at me and said, look at them. So then I understood that, that means, and we had parents in the academy who were like, no, my son must know how to do this. I said, just hold on. To the glory of God, there are children who started here. got to school to start music in public school, they couldn't even put them in a beginner class. They said, well, who taught you how to do this? They had to put them in. So in public school, they have beginner, they have concert, symphony, and wind. Am I right? So they had to move them to upper classes. And that's one of the things I tell parents, please be patient. Be patient. See, a 3-year-old may not be playing instrument, but that child is just in a music class. There's a lot going on around that child that you may not understand.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, so now let's kind of get into Psalm 150. Since we're running out of time, I just have 2 quick questions. So this is Psalm 150 season 4. So for you, Pastor Tunde, what can you say is the major difference between this Psalm 150 versus the past Psalm 150s that have been happening?
So many things. So many things. Now we have more children. And in terms of donations, which we'll also hear in second service, to the glory of God, last year we gave the church, 2 years ago, we gave the church 1 motor cart. 2 years, it was 2 motor carts. This year, we embarked on 4 projects. 4 projects. I won't tell you. Just make sure you're in the second service. 4 projects. So that's huge for us, and it's just things that are really, really, really amazing. And I'm going to tell you this. If you go out now of this auditorium, go to all the hallways, upstairs, downstairs, all the restrooms. TKPMA has installed speakers everywhere. So you go to the restroom, you're not cut off from sound. Go up everywhere. We installed 22 quality speakers around this building. And you will hear more things in the second service.
Thank you. All right, so for my guys here, what has been your favorite memory from any of the Psalm 150s that have occurred?
My favorite was definitely last year's Psalm 150, where we picked teams. We had 6 teams, 6 captains. It was like a draft. That was my favorite part because, it's just like a bit of competitiveness because like you all have your individual team competing to be the best. And I'm a competitive person, so I like that effort of challenge.
Right.
My favorite thing was probably the same thing, except for the fact that I think I had the best team.
Okay.
Yeah. I also loved the food. It was amazing. Also loved the environment. It wasn't really more of an indoor thing. It was more outside, and yeah, it wasn't too hot. So yeah, I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
So 150 is this Saturday. It starts at 7:30 p.m. Before 9, we're done. I promise you. You need to come see what is really going to be happening. And I'm reaching out to a lot of you here. Thank you so much to all those who have supported the Academy. We are extremely, extremely grateful. And thank you in advance to those who are still going to support us. So don't miss it this Saturday, 7:30 p.m. But there's something exciting about TKPMA that you're going to hear in the second service.
Thank you all so much. Like they've all said, Psalm 150 Season 4 is this Saturday, July 13th. It is something you truly, truly do not want to miss. You're going to see so much talent. I think that's my favorite part, seeing the talent of such young children here at the church. Now, before you go, just a quick announcement. Stranded 3 will be premiered here at the TKP on July the 28th, 2024 during the second service. So that's going to be at 10 a.m. And then later today, likely during second service, probably towards the end, Pastor will be making an announcement regarding Stranded 4, which is also in filming currently. So everyone should please be prepared to take action once he mentions it and just, be on the lookout for that. Now, I think that is all we have for today. Thank you all so much for joining me. For those watching, we are about to get right into our second service. So as Uncle Demeji says, get your coffee, get your tea, get your dancing shoes, whatever you need to sit here and enjoy the service, be sure to do so. For all those who are on their way, we pray you get here safely, and we can't wait to see you. So thank you all for staying tuned in.
I'm sure you're leaving something out. To support TKPMA, it's tkpmusicacademy@gmail.com. That's our Zelle. tkpmusicacademy@gmail.com. Second service will wow you. By the time we make this announcement, you will be, wow, this is really happening. And I forgive you, Ella, for not mentioning how to donate. That's okay.
Hey, I'm sorry. Yes, all the ways to donate. I think they also have it on the screen. You can donate through Cash App, through Zelle, and through PayPal. So if you can see on your screen, Cash App is TKP Music, PayPal is TKP Music Academy, and as he mentioned, the Zelle is tkpmusicacademy@gmail.com. Okay, any more announcements before we go?
Again, to donate, tkpmusicacademy@gmail.com. God bless you.
All right, God bless you all, and see you in the second service.